I used to, when I was younger, like, before I had my first job, everyone wished they had a job, like, before they had a job. Now I don't, appreciate adulthood and all of that. I wouldn't think a gas station would, make you rich if you rob it. I personally don't feel a gas station is, the jackpot. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hello, my name is Shanice. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that way you stay notified whenever I upload new videos, and welcome to the family. We're on the road to 300, guys, so let's try to get there. I know I've been gone for like a week now. That's because, at my main job, we've been, on overtime, like, I think since the end of last month, and it is now the 19th today. No, today's the 20th, sorry. Even I got my days mixed up. Today is the 20th, and we've been on overtime, meaning 9 hours Monday through Friday and coming in on Saturday. So I've only had 1 day of rest ever since the end of last month. So I'm very tired. I am very tired. I have been very tired. I could not find the energy, but she's here, so I'm here. So we're here together, reacting to another video. I was telling myself I was going to do a reaction video, a couple reaction videos last night when I got home from work, but I didn't have the energy. Nope, I went straight to bed, but here I am giving you guys this video. So, sorry, my voice keep breaking up. It was good a while ago, probably because I just woke up. So we're reacting to fellow YouTuber Reignbot's video. It's called Stories from Our Disturbing World, episode 4. So apparently she had, 3 other videos before this. We're going to react to all 4 of them. But this video is only episode 4. So you got to come back for episode 3, 2, and 1. Also, if you guys have, any suggestions on the type of videos that you would like to see from me, or the type of videos that you would like for me to react to, go ahead and, drop them down in the comment section below. I read all of the comments that I get, so I will see it. Go ahead, leave that suggestion down in the comments below, and I will, make a video for you. Of course, if it's, anything that's gonna possess me or haunt me afterwards, no, I'm not doing it, so sorry in advance.
Welcome to episode 4 of Stories from Our Disturbing World, the series where we take a tour of the dark side of reality. And in this episode, we take a look at 5 real-life tales dealing in everything from one of the US's most notorious modern serial killers all the way to a new bill that could be the next step towards total control for a budding dictatorship. As the title suggests, the content of this video is disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
So as you guys saw, there is a disclaimer in it, viewer discretion advised. So there may be, contains any, scary scenes like gory images or anything disturbing of that nature. So if it's anything that, will trigger you in a way, please be advised. Maybe if you want to leave, go ahead and you click off this video. You can check out one of my other videos, or come back tomorrow. I don't know. But this is a disclaimer. Don't blame me if you have trauma after this video. Are you leaving? You left yet? No? Okay. Are you sure? Are you sure? I need you to be sure. Okay.
The person you see here is Samantha Koenig, a young 18-year-old woman working a solo shift late into the night at this coffee stand. As we watch the footage, a few seconds go by, then we see someone approach. Samantha seems to greet them, taking their order as she probably did with dozens earlier. Everything so far is standard. She makes the person their coffee, begins to hand it over, but then something changes. Samantha is suddenly startled, now raising her hands, which implies that whoever this customer is, they now have a gun pointed straight at her. Unfortunately, due to the angle of the cameras, we can't actually see what he's doing. But Samantha then begins turning off lights.
I used to, when I was younger, before I had my first job, everyone wished they had a job, before they had a job. Now I don't, appreciate adulthood and all of that. However, I used to want to work in, gas stations and everything. So I felt like for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I think I felt like those was the easiest jobs ever. But I've also kept hearing, from family members, no, you shouldn't, go work in a gas station because you'll be by yourself, especially if you try to do it at night, because of course I was in school at that time, so of course the daytime was X'd out of the equation because I had to go to school, but the only other option was of course nighttime. So they was like, you're female, you're there at night, all these people always robbing these places. No, that's dangerous for you. So, I kicked that, wish. And, I've seen several videos since then of this particular situation where, people is getting robbed at gas stations. I wouldn't think a gas station would, make you rich if you rob it. Especially in some of the state that I see some of these gas stations, I personally don't feel a gas station is, the jackpot, but I also don't think a crime is a smart thing, but okay, that's just my opinion.
Per the command of her attacker. From there, things go dark. A few minutes go by as the man keeps her at gunpoint, eventually climbing in through the window before restraining Samantha by her wrists. After a few more minutes pass, Samantha is removed from the coffee stand completely, and the footage ends with her being escorted to the parking lot, presumably to a car. This, however, is not the end of the story. Far from it, actually. By this point, Samantha was promised that she was going to be used for ransom, and that if she cooperated smoothly, she'd be returned safely. First, however, the kidnapper wanted to make sure to buy...
he's at least nice to do that. All I want you for is ransom. I don't plan on killing you or anything. At least, she could feel like her life isn't in danger.
Time, which he did by using Samantha's phone to send out 2 text messages. One to Samantha's boyfriend and one to her boss, both painting a picture of a woman who had had a bad day and simply needed to leave town for a bit to calm her nerves. But this, of course, was not true at all. The kidnapper then asked for Samantha's debit card, which she didn't have on her at the time. As it turns out, she left it at home in the car she shared with her boyfriend, and instead of risking Samantha's escape, the kidnapper decided to go get the card himself while he left her tied up in a shed.
Okay, so he didn't want her to go and get the card because he didn't risk her escaping. So he decided to go and get the card without her, because that was a better option, that she won't escape. What? That's pretty much the same thing. They're both away. They're both separated from each other. So while you're gone and getting her car, she could be getting out. Well, actually, that was a smart thing he did. That was smart. That was smart. So that way she can get out, because hopefully she was able to escape.
This was daring or just plain stupid is up for debate, but ultimately the card was retrieved, albeit with a bit of a hiccup. While the man was going through the couple's shared car, he was spotted by Samantha's boyfriend, who promptly ran back inside to call for help. The kidnapper, however, slipped away soon after. Following this, things went quiet. For a whole 2 weeks, in fact. It was at this point that Samantha's boyfriend finally received a text letting him know his girlfriend was taken for ransom. The message also mentioning that he and the police would be able to find details at a nearby park. Once there, they found this photo. It was of Samantha, and next to her was an arm holding a newspaper used to show its date. At the back of the image was a note written using an old typewriter demanding a $30,000 deposit be placed into Samantha's account, which, keep in mind, the kidnapper now had access to. Once the money had been secured and deposited, Samantha didn't show up. Authorities had to resort to tracking the card's transactions and using security footage to hopefully get an ID, but at this point it was clear that whoever was behind this was on the run. Withdrawals could be seen in Arizona, New Mexico, and eventually Texas, where seemingly by luck, a highway patrol officer managed to spot a car that fit the description. Both Samantha's card and cell phone were found within the car, and the man responsible for Samantha's disappearance was finally arrested. This, however...
Good. Finally. Now where's Samantha? Because he said, she's gonna go home once we get the money. So where's Samantha? You liar? What did you do?
At the end of the story, we've just barely scratched the surface. What police had on their hands was much more than a first-time kidnapper. The man who took Samantha was identified as 34-year-old Israel Keys, and once he was sent back to Alaska, he confessed to Samantha's murder. As it turns out,
I feel like this is why nowadays if somebody, is held for ransom and somebody say, okay, she'll come back or he'll come back after we get this amount, I feel like people won't believe it now. I personally won't believe it. I will automatically assume that my loved one is gone because people like him be lying. Like, what was the point of killing her? You got the money. Why'd you kill her?
Promise he made to the girl was a complete lie. He never intended to return her to her family. In fact, here's his account of what actually happened. According to Keys, Samantha was actually sexually assaulted and killed on the day of her kidnapping, which means that in this photo, the one promising her...
So, this whole thing was a lie. Like the whole, going and sending... Where did they get... Okay, if she... I'm confused now, because if she died the day that she got kidnapped, which makes this picture a lot creepier because she's not alive in this picture. If she died the same day she was kidnapped, then where did they get all this information of he said that he was going to let her go after he got the money, and he asked for her credit card and he didn't want to send her because he didn't want to risk her escaping, so he decided to go. Like, where is they getting all this at? Or did that particular stuff happen the same day, right before she died? Like, I'm confused.
Return for $30,000, Samantha was actually already dead. According to Keys, after he killed her, he stored her body for 2 weeks while he left for New Orleans to take a cruise, and upon his return, he propped up the body and used fishing line to sew Samantha's eyes open in an attempt to sell the idea that she was still alive. After the photo was taken, the girl's body was dismembered and disposed of in a frozen lake. The question at this point would be why. But the thing is, the answer isn't as simple as one might hope. While in custody, Israel Keys would shock authorities by admitting to several more murders that were carried out over several states, possibly dating all the way back to the mid-90s. He had...
Okay, so he was a serial killer. That's pretty much what you're telling me. He was a serial killer. Okay.
preferred type of victim and made sure not to kill in the same area twice. One of the most notable claims that Keyes made was in regards to his tendency to plan things way ahead of time. He was known to plant so-called kill caches around different states, ones like what you see here. In this case, a bucket filled with zip ties, ammunition, and even a handgun. It should be noted that while a few of these have been found in different states, investigations are still ongoing, so if anyone was to uncover one of these, they're instructed not to touch anything and to immediately alert the FBI. At this point, you may be wondering why authorities don't use Keyes for more information, but that's because he's no longer alive. In December of 2012, the same year of the kidnapping and murder, Keyes would end his own life. Taking the details of his...
He's a coward. He is a coward. Like, no, you did all this stuff. I don't understand why serial killers who do, these messed up things, all of a sudden when they get caught, all of a sudden they want to, commit suicide. Like, no, you did all of this stuff. You had the balls to do all of this. Now have the balls to face the consequences. Like, don't take the easy way out. No, you're just being a coward now. You went out, did all of this, and I don't know if you thought you was never going to get caught, but the way you was acting, yeah, you felt like you wasn't going to get caught no time soon, but you got caught, and now you want to take the easy way out? No.
Crimes with him to the grave. Ever since then, the FBI has been trying to confirm this man's link to murders all over the country. At this point, the official number of victims is believed to be 11, and just a few weeks ago, investigators revealed this. These were drawn by Keyes and found under his bed following his death. 11 skulls and 1 pentagram, drawn in his own blood. One skull bears the words, "We are one." What it all means, right now, we can't be sure. Overall, the Israel Keyes case is mind-boggling, and there's a lot here I didn't cover about the wider investigation. I do implore you to look more into this for yourself, as authorities have posted his travel logs online and are asking anyone with tips or relevant information to contact the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI or fbi.gov.
Alright, so I'm going to have to end my video there. I will eventually, try to finish this video. I just have to, I want to eat. I'm hungry. I need to eat something. Then I have to get ready for work for another long day. But again, guys, if you have anything in particular that you would like for me to react to, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section below, and I will, make that video for you guys. All right, bye guys.